Today's reading brings us to one of the most dramatic and transformational moments in the story of Joseph. After years of waiting in silence, God lifts Joseph from the prison to the palace. We'll read from Genesis 41 to 14 to 57, where Joseph interprets Pharaoh's dreams, earns a royal promotion, and begins to save Egypt from a coming famine. This passage reveals how God can move in a single moment, taking someone from obscurity to authority. Joseph's faithfulness in trials is now rewarded with a divine assignment that will impact the entire world. Let's read together from the King James Version, KJV. Genesis 41 to 14:57, KJV. Then Pharaoh sent and called Joseph, and they brought him hastily out of the dungeon. And he shaved himself, and changed his raiment, and came in unto Pharaoh. And Pharaoh said unto Joseph, I have dreamed a dream, and there is none that can interpret it. And I have heard say of thee, that thou canst understand a dream to interpret it. And Joseph answered Pharaoh, saying, It is not in me. God shall give Pharaoh an answer of peace. And Pharaoh said unto Joseph, In my dream, behold, I stood upon the bank of the river. And behold, there came up out of the river 7 pinnae, fatfulshed and well-favored, and they fed in a meadow. And behold, 7 other kinnae came up after them, poor and very ill-favored and leanfulshed, such as I never saw in all the land of Egypt for badness. And the lean and the ill-favored kinnae did eat up the first 7, and when they had eaten them up, it could not be known that they had eaten them, but they were still ill-favored, as at the beginning. So I awoke, and I saw in my dream, and behold, 7 ears came up in one stalk, full and good. And behold, 7 ears, withered, thin, and blasted with the east wind, sprung up after them. And the thin ears devoured the 7 good ears. And I told this unto the magicians, but there was none that could declare it to me. And Joseph said unto Pharaoh, The dream of Pharaoh is one. God hath showed Pharaoh what he is about to do. The 7 good kine are 7 years, and the 7 good ears are 7 years. The dream is one. And the 7 thin and ill-favored kinnae that came up after them are 7 years. And the 7 empty ears blasted with the east wind shall be 7 years of famine. This is the thing which I have spoken unto Pharaoh. What God is about to do, he showeth unto Pharaoh. Behold, there come 7 years of great plenty throughout all the land of Egypt. And there shall arise after them 7 years of famine, and all the plenty shall be forgotten in the land of Egypt, and the famine shall consume the land. And the plenty shall not be known in the land by reason of that famine following, for it shall be very grievous. And for that the dream was doubled unto Pharaoh twice. It is because the thing is established by God, and God will shortly bring it to pass. Now therefore let Pharaoh look out a man discreet and wise, and set him over the land of Egypt. Let Pharaoh do this, and let him appoint officers over the land, and take up the 5th part of the land of Egypt in the 7 plenteous years. And let them gather all the food of those good years that come, and lay up corn under the hand of Pharaoh, and let them keep food in the cities. And that food shall be for store to the land against the 7 years of famine, which shall be in the land of Egypt, that the land perish not through the famine. And the thing was good in the eyes of Pharaoh, and in the eyes of all his servants. And Pharaoh said unto his servants, Can we find such a one as this is, a man in whom the Spirit of God is? And Pharaoh said unto Joseph, Forasmuch as God hath showed thee all this, there is none so discreet and wise as thou art. Thou shalt be over my house, and according unto thy word shall all my people be ruled. Only in the throne will I be greater than thou. And Pharaoh said unto Joseph, See, I have set thee over all the land of Egypt. And Pharaoh took off his ring from his hand, and put it upon Joseph's hand, and arrayed him in vestures of fine linen, and put a gold chain about his neck. And he made him to ride in the second chariot which he had. And they cried before him, Bow the knee. And he made him ruler over all the land of Egypt. And Pharaoh said unto Joseph, I am Pharaoh, and without thee shall no man lift up his hand or foot in all the land of Egypt. And Pharaoh called Joseph's name Zaphnath-Paaneah, and he gave him to wife Asenath, the daughter of Potiphar, priest of On. And Joseph went out over all the land of Egypt. And Joseph was 30 years old when he stood before Pharaoh king of Egypt. And Joseph went out from the presence of Pharaoh, and went throughout all the land of Egypt. And in the 7 plenteous years the earth brought forth by handfuls. And he gathered up all the food of the 7 years which were in the land of Egypt, and laid up the food in the cities. The food of the field, which was round about every city, laid he up in the same. And Joseph gathered corn as the sand of the sea, very much, until he left numbering, for it was without number. And unto Joseph were born 2 sons before the years of famine came, which Asenath the daughter of Potiphar priest of On bare unto him. And Joseph called the name of the firstborn Manasseh, for God, said he, hath made me forget all my toil, and all my father's house. And the name of the second called he Ephraim, for God hath caused me to be fruitful in the land of my affliction. And the 7 years of plenteousness that was in the land of Egypt were ended. And the 7 years of dearth began to come, according as Joseph had said, and the dearth was in all lands. But in all the land of Egypt there was bread. And when all the land of Egypt was famished, the people cried to Pharaoh for bread. And Pharaoh said unto all the Egyptians, Go unto Joseph, what he saith to you do. And the famine was over all the face of the earth. And Joseph opened all the storehouses, and sold unto the Egyptians. And the famine waxed sore in the land of Egypt. And all countries came into Egypt to Joseph for to buy corn, because that the famine was so sore in all lands. This passage is a powerful moment of divine reversal. Joseph, once a forgotten prisoner, is now called into Pharaoh's palace. In one conversation, his entire life changes. But this moment did not happen suddenly. It was the result of years of faithfulness, humility, and trust in God's timing. Pharaoh summons Joseph after hearing of his ability to interpret dreams. Joseph stands before the most powerful man in Egypt and immediately gives credit to God. He says, It is not in me. God shall give Pharaoh an answer of peace. This reveals Joseph's heart. Even after suffering injustice, he has not grown bitter or proud. He still honors God first. Pharaoh describes his troubling dreams. 7 healthy cows are devoured by 7 sickly ones. 7 full ears of corn are swallowed by 7 thin ones. None of Egypt's wise men can interpret the dreams. But Joseph does not hesitate. He explains that the dreams are one message from God. 7 years of abundance are coming, followed by 7 years of severe famine. He also tells Pharaoh the dream was repeated to confirm that it is established by God and will happen soon. Then Joseph goes further. He advises Pharaoh to appoint a wise and discerning man to manage resources during the years of plenty. Pharaoh, impressed by Joseph's wisdom and integrity, declares that there is no one more qualified. He places Joseph in charge of all Egypt, second only to the throne. Joseph is given royal clothing, Pharaoh's ring, a gold chain, a chariot, and a new name. He is also given Asenath as a wife, and she bears him 2 sons before the famine comes. Joseph names them Manasseh, meaning, God has made me forget all my toil, and Ephraim, meaning, God has made me fruitful in the land of my affliction. These names show how Joseph sees God's faithfulness through both pain and promise. When the famine arrives, Joseph is ready. Egypt has food while the rest of the world suffers. People from many nations come to Joseph for help. The very one who was once sold as a slave is now a source of life for others. This passage teaches us that God can elevate you at the exact right time, but the process often involves seasons of waiting, testing, and refining. Joseph did not rush his promotion. He walked in integrity, served faithfully, and waited for God to open the door. And when it opened, he was ready. God does not forget his promises. He prepares you so that when the moment comes, you are strong enough to carry it. Thank you for joining us for this incredible part of Joseph's journey. From prison to palace, from forgotten to favored, Joseph's rise reminds us that God never wastes our waiting. Every moment of pain, every test of character, every quiet act of faith was shaping Joseph for this divine assignment. And when the moment came, Joseph gave God the glory and served with wisdom, humility, and strength. If this message encouraged you, we invite you to subscribe to our YouTube channel for more deep Bible studies, powerful prayers, and uplifting teachings. Don't forget to turn on notifications so you can walk with us through every chapter of God's Word. If you are in a season of preparation, uncertainty, or delay, leave us a comment or send us a message. We would be honored to pray for you and your family. All Bible verses used in this video are quoted from the King James Version, KJV, which is in the public domain and freely available for use. Our commentary, explanations, and additional content provided are original and intended for educational, inspirational, and devotional purposes. Please note, all interpretations, explanations, and commentary reflect exclusively our channel's perspective. You may feel hidden, but you are not forgotten. God is preparing you for a purpose greater than you can imagine.